Last week we toured Main Street, Oneonta, and there are some historic sites and other places on Main Street we wanted to visit before we left. There are about 24 churches in the city of Oneonta. We visit some of the historic churches on Main Street. The first United Presbyterian Church was built between 1930 and 1931.
I'm here at the First United Presbyterian Church, AKA the Red Door Church. Now that's kind of a legal term, AKA. It's also known as the Red Door Church because of the door. Come inside and probably your eye will go to what my eye went to as I came in here. This organ, it's a pipe organ that, oh, it's amazing. I'd like to hear it played because, as I've said before, in college my summer job was working on pipe organs, and I surely would like to hear this one being played. Maybe I'll come back. This was the original site of the Walling Mansion, but here's a bit of trivia for you. It was also the first location of Hartwick College. Services are today and every Sunday at 10 o'clock.
The church is active with community events like dollar dinners, energy workshops, and barbecues. Visit our website to learn more about the Red Door Church.
And when you get to heaven where the angels sing, God will grant you peace, you've earned your wings.
The present brick edifice of the Main Street Baptist Church was built in 1889, replacing the original wooden structure on the corner of Main and Maple.
We have been in many churches in our travels down through the years, but the Baptist Church here in Oneonta, when you come in, you will find a motif that we have seen nowhere else. Everywhere, the railings, the walls, the ceilings have a grapevine motif. Another unique aspect of the church is the fact that one of the stained glass windows was donated by the builders of the church. When you come here, take a look at the top of the window because you'll see their tools, and at the bottom it's referred to as the mechanic's window.
To learn more about the Main Street Baptist Church, visit msbchurch.org. We take a short walk down Main Street to visit the historic St. James Church.
During our travels, we have been in many churches, but never have I been in a church that has as much original artwork as there is here at St. James. It's worth coming here just to take part in the ceremonies and to appreciate the artwork, including the artwork over on that wall, which includes the Stations of the Cross, which are made from retired vestments of the priests who have served here. They're retired robes, I guess is an easier way to explain it. The paintings of the angels behind me were done by the daughter of one of the original founders of this church. They were originally painted for a little church in England, but as it turned out, the church there was too damp, and so fortunately for all of us, and certainly for the people here in Oneonta, they ended up here in St. James.
Stays chilly in the winter, cold and covered up in snow, but when the good old summertime comes.
As you're walking down Main Street, on the corner of Market there is a health food market. Here they have all kinds of local meat and produce. They also have vegetarian foods, including vegetarian food for you and for your pet.
But when the good old summertime comes round, even Monday nights you'll hear the music play.
We found a couple of consignment shops here in Oneonta, like Silks and Treasures. I'm glad I came into this one because fortunately I found for my grandson Liam his very first lawyer's outfit.
If you go down to the railroad.
The Masonic Lodge here in Oneonta was once the home of George W. Fairchild. Mr. Fairchild was a member of Congress for several years. He had as guests here in his home two American presidents, William Howard Taft and Theodore Roosevelt. How he made his millions was as one of the original investors of the Computing, Tabulating, Recording Company, which was founded here in Oneonta. It became known later on in years as IBM.
Before we leave Main Street Oneonta, we decide to head over the train tracks to the southwest end of Main Street. Here we find Al Fresco's Italian Bistro in what was once the Oneonta Dairy. It has been transformed into a magical lunch and dinner destination.
Put a spell on me. We never laughed so long.
Al fresco in Italian means eating outside. It also means as when you're outside, everything is fresh. You come here and believe me when I tell you, everything is fresh. The bread, the soup, the sauce. I had lasagna here that was to die for. It had layers and layers of the pasta, and in between there was a mix of meatballs and sausage. It was just al fresco.
The Oneonta Dairy was built back in 1894 as the original building and expanded during the late 40s, and it lasted until 1964, I believe. After that, there was purchased by a couple of different owners, used for different reasons, until the 1970s when it was renovated to be a retail building. 1987, we moved in and opened up our shop in the front of the building. And then in 1995, we purchased the property and expanded into the entire building. Well, when I was going to school, I needed a job, and I delivered pizzas. And then in order to get the pizzas made, I started making the pizzas. And then I stopped delivering and making pizzas. I graduated with a history degree and did a couple of jobs and met my wife, and the two of us were both in the food industry during college, and said, oh, why don't we just do what we really like to do instead of the job that was out there. So it was a dream.
They may be well known here for their fine dining, but they're also known for their pizza. So I thought I would order a large pizza to take home. So do you have one for me? Oh, Maron, that's one large pizza. Look at what's a slice like? Oh, you won't go home hungry.
Oh, they're just something that we came up with, and I used to make them really big when I was in college because I was down in the bar district back then, and we'd just keep making them bigger and bigger and bigger. And when I opened up here, I said, you know, let's just make big slices for people because they come in, they get a big slice, they can come in, they can leave, they can be fed for lunch for a very affordable price.
When we were in Oneonta 3 years ago, Elenas was on East Main Street. Now she's on West Main Street. And would you believe I came in here today after having seen the world's largest pizza. Here at Elenas there is the world's smallest pizza. Actually, my director insisted I tell you what it really is. It's a flatbread. Even though Valentine's Day is a couple of weeks away, here at Elenas it's already arrived. You come down here and you can get yourself one of these fantastic heart tarts.
Raspberry filled.
Raspberry filled heart tart.
To see what we can see.